What's going on, Shady People? ShadyPenguinn welcoming you back to another episode of our Shady VGC series where we jump on Battle Spot and play some VGC. We're coming back with the same team that we had in the last episode where we did actually snag 2 wins, which was very, very exciting. So I'm going to hit the challenge button again. As always, don't forget to leave any suggestions for new teams and suggestions to improve this current team down below in the comment section. That is super appreciated. I love the fact that we come together to do things like this. Our current rating right now is 1725, nothing crazy, but nothing super low. So we're getting some pretty decent messages here. We're going up against a Talonflame Rotom cut, which we have yet to see in VGC. Bisharp, Kangaskhan, Garchomp, and Sylveon. So once again, that Kangaskhan Sylveon that I mentioned so much in the last episode is just here. It is just here. So I'm feeling fairly confident with the Blaziken coming through. It's crazy because Mega Gardevoir, the more I'm playing, the more I'm realizing I might want to make a different Mega Gardevoir without Helping Hand. And just make it a completely offensive beast, because look at it, it destroys the Garchomp. I mean, it only hits the Garchomp, to be honest. Alright, so for the Garchomp though, I'm kind of feeling the Milotic in this match because it's the Talonflame, it's the Garchomp, it's fat, it can burn, it can Icy Wind. Thundurus though has the HP Ice. I think I'm going to open up Blaziken Thundurus, which honestly, if you guys didn't notice, or didn't mention it in my last episode, I should say, that's usually one of my standard lead, even though it's out front. Normally you don't like to have your lead set up front like that. It's pretty much my lead that I like to go with. Bisharp takes care of the Sylveon, and there's no fighting on my opponent's team as far as fighting stab goes, so no Conkeldurr, which is nice, and no Terrakion. So I might bring the Bisharp, although it does get kind of bodied by the Talonflame. And the Garchomp, and the low-kicking Kangaskhan. I definitely have to bring the Terrakion, I know that for a fact. Close combat on Kangaskhan, on Terrakion, Rock Slide on the Talonflame. There's just too much to go for. And I might bring the Milotic instead of the Bisharp. I think I am going to bring the Milotic instead of the Bisharp. Just because the Bisharp coming in, there's not too much that I really want to deal with. I mean, the Sylveon, yes, it would be nice to deal with the Sylveon, Iron Head it, and call it a day, but I'm going to go ahead and leave the Bisharp behind for now. I'm going to leave it behind for now. I hope my voice is recording. I can barely hear it. Hopefully it sounds better, though, than the last episode. I know the last episode was a little bit too close. I do apologize for that. So Talonflame Bisharp is going to be the lead, which is super unfortunate for me. Really, really unfortunate. But I am, the Protect on Blaziken is so obvious again. It's so obvious that I don't want to go for it. I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to low kick the Bisharp. Actually, but the Bisharp there, is it that obvious? See, like, it's funny because when you watch Cybertron play, if you don't watch his videos, you should check him out. He's a VGC player. Really, really amazing, incredible player to watch. He always goes for the safe play. And that usually, that's what you should do, is the safe play. So the Protect really is the safe play. But I feel like he's just going to, you know what, I'm going to low kick the Bisharp, and I'm going to Thunderbolt the Talonflame. I feel like Talonflame might just go for a Tailwind. This could be a huge mistake. He's probably just going to Brave Bird the crap out of my Blaziken. I'm going to lose it right away, which would be terrible because he's probably got the Kangaskhan in the back, judging by his lead. The Bisharp is going to Protect, and I think we're going to see a Tailwind here. He's going to Tailwind, so I should have doubled up. I don't know that a Thunderbolt won't kill Talonflame, but I guess it should. It should kill him. And it does. All right, so, I mean, it's a crit. We're starting off with a crit, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off with a crit, which is fine. Low kick, of course, is going to get Protect blocked. And now we have a Tailwind up. And I believe the Talonflame outspeeds Thundurus, and that's the main reason why I don't bother taunting the Tailwinding Talonflame. But getting that thing out of here is really, really nice. This, though, is not too nice. What I'm going to opt to do here... Oh, man. I have to Protect with my Blaziken. I really don't want to switch it out, to be completely blunt. And I'm going to Thunder Wave the Sylveon, because the way I want to play this next turn is... I think I'm going to lose my Thundurus here to an Iron Head and a Hyper Voice combination. But I do want to see what item that Sylveon is holding. I mean, unless it wants to get fully paralyzed, fine by me. Get fully paralyzed if you want to. It's fine by me. So Iron Head is going to come through. It's going to do a butt ton of damage to Thundurus. But I'm sorry, not a butt ton. I do resist it. And the Sylveon gets fully paralyzed. That is absolutely monumental. Now, the thing is, I've gotten 2 speed boosts. So I will outspeed both my opponent's Pokemon with this Pokemon. I do kind of suspect the protect from the Bisharp, and really, I'm not afraid of the Bisharp. My Pokemon are pretty safe out here against it. A knockoff is going to do a bunch. A knockoff might take me out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to poison jab the Sylveon, and I'm going to thunderbolt the Sylveon. I'm just going to kill it. The Bisharp is going for a sucker punch on the Blaziken, which is resisted, so I'm okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Sylveon's going to outspeed thanks to Tailwind. Oh no, paralyzed. That's what I thought. All right, so Thunderbolt will take the Sylveon out. That's going to be fantastic because it looks like he's invested a bit in defense, judging by how little that poison jab did. Normally it brings him to the red, although it could have been a low roll. But poison jab on Blaziken is absolutely amazing. I think it's kind of I was trying to say it's a necessity, and I was also trying to say it's necessary. I think that it's both of those things. And what's good here is I can get a protect off, and at the same time, I can go for the T-Wave. You know what? I mean, this match is pretty much locked up at this point. I'm going to save my Thundurus. I'm just going to go out into my Milotic because there's no reason to let my Thundurus get fake outed and then like knock offed. There's no reason. So I'd much rather just go ahead and go on into my Milotic, who's going to be completely useless against, not useless, but not necessary against these two Pokemon. Even in the slightest, not necessary. I'd much rather, actually, I wouldn't mind if my Milotic died so I can bring in my Thundurus and go for the Thunder Wave on one of these two Pokemon after it dies. So, Double Edge on the Blaziken. Wow, straight up Double Edge. We're going to see the Tailwind peter out right now, which is absolutely fantastic. I did not expect that Double Edge. This puts me in an interesting position. He could go for Double Sucker Punch. Although, because we didn't see the Fake Out on the Kangaskhan, I kind of expect him to have Protect. So I'm going to go ahead and low kick the Bisharp, expecting the Protect from the Kangaskhan, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Icy Wind just because if the Kangaskhan's going to Protect, just like I said. If the double kick brings the Bisharp down to the Sash, the +1 is not going to matter so much in the Icy Wind, but the Bisharp is just going to go for a Sucker Punch. We already know that that's not going to kill, and it's going to leave us in a pretty favorable position here by low kicking this Bisharp, bringing it down to Sash, and as long as the Icy Wind connects, we're going to see a KO on this Bisharp, and it does connect. So there we go. The only reason why I wanted to go for Icy Wind was because on the off chance the Kangaskhan did actually opt to double edge my Blaziken to finish it off, which it didn't. And there's a chance I'll go down to a Sucker Punch here, but even if I do, I have Terrakion in the back. This match is pretty much sealed up. I'm gonna go for the low kick though, which by the way, low kick does one-shot the one-shot most of the meta. I'm actually considering switching close combat on my Terrakion to low kick because it one-shots Kangaskhan's, Heatrans, so many things, but there are those times when there's a Rotom wash in and Terrakion has to go for that close combat, so I don't think it's something I can afford to do. Gonna pick up a 4-0 win there against Pablo, who had a rating of 1725, so not a bad win for us. We're gonna go ahead and go in for another game for today's episode, and hopefully snag another win with this team. It's been working out pretty well for me. I really do like this team. I know that it's not perfect. I'm sure there's things I can change. We're up to a 1749 rating now. I know that there are things that I can change, but I haven't identified them just yet. I'm just sure that it's not a perfect team. I really love Blaziken. The stab fire fighting is so just beautiful, and obviously Speed Boost makes him awesome. Plus, you never get to see him in singles because he's an uber Pokemon by Smogon standards, which of course it is. It's a great Pokemon. But in VGC, since there's two Pokemon on the field, one Pokemon is really not good enough. Like, no matter how good the Pokemon is, it's not enough. You can see, like, Mega Kangaskhan, one of the best Pokemon in the entire game, did not win that game for my opponent. So we're going up against someone who needs a Landorus. I'm not sure how this match is going to go. It was 1750, like I said, 1749 rating. Terrakion, Cresselia, Heatran, Rotom Wash, Gengar, I haven't seen a Gengar yet, and Bisharp. Like, I haven't seen it on VGC, I don't think. So, this looks like a pretty solid possible Trick Room team if my opponent brought, like, Crest, Heatran, Bisharp, and Rotom Wash. We also see the possibility of taunting with that Gengar. Blaziken does very well in this matchup, takes care of the Terrakion, Heatran, Bisharp, and can really hit the Gengar for really, really big damage. Bisharp's necessary in this match, my Bisharp, to take out that Crest, because otherwise Crest is a pain in the booty rocking everywhere. So I'm going to once again open up Thunderous Blaziken. I'm going to bring Bisharp, and I think I'm going to go Terrakion, because It just seems like the right thing to do. My logic doesn't seem like it's going to be very favorable in this match. With the Rotom Wash there, it really only hits the Heatran for super effective damage. Icy Wind, there's nothing really I need to slow down besides that Terrakion on his team. I mean, and the Gengar. But I'm expecting something, I'm expecting Gengar to be out front. Either that, it's either Gengar or Cress. I don't think I'll open up with both of those, although I guess it's possible. But I think it's going to be either Gengar or Cresselia out front on my opponent's side of the field, and we'll see how this goes. That was a pretty fast first match. I do apologize, but I am getting on my grind. I'm getting on my upload, recording, battling grind for you guys and for myself because I miss it. I miss it. I love doing this. This is a dream come true. If I probably don't say it enough. Thank you guys so much. But I'm actually bulk recording. You saw me wear this shirt the other day. You're probably going to see me wear this shirt for like the next week in videos because I plan on recording like 10 videos today. But who cares, man? I only own one shirt and it's a Nate Wants to Battle shirt. Is there any shame in that? I don't think so. I don't think there's any shame. I think there's zero shame. There's as much shame as there's time left on... Oh, never mind. There's not 0 time. Forget it. There was 5. End. Salas is issuing a challenge. Thundurus and Blaziken lead. My opponent opens with Cresselia and Rotom, so I definitely think that we are not in for the best of times right now. I'm of course going to taunt this Cresselia because I have to, and I might actually Flare Blitz it. I might actually just switch out. Yeah, this is a really bad lead for us. I'm going to protect. I'm going to protect with Blaziken just to scout. I will Mega Evolve because why the heck was not? Get that extra 20 speed and the extra 10 defenses. Those extra 10 base defenses actually really matter. Otherwise, I'd just use like Expert Belt Blaziken. But they really come in clutch. I've lived Hyper Voices since it's neutral. I've lived some crazy stuff that I probably shouldn't have. An Earthquake from a Terrakion. I've lived. It's just stuff I don't think regular Blaziken would live. But we're going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. We are going to pick up a Protect and see what my opponent wants to do. I'm assuming a Taunt is... I'm assuming a Trick Room is going to be coming through. The Rotom does not Protect. Rotom goes for the Hydro Pump. Blaziken protects itself. And Cress actually straight up goes for Ice Beam. So a solid play on my opponent's part. It is not going to bring me to Citrus, though. And we have a bit of an issue here. Because Rotom Wash pretty much walls my Blaziken. 100% walls it. I kind of wish I had T-Waved the Crest, but I'm going to go ahead and Thunderbolt the Rotom. And like, I want to go out into Bisharp against the Rotom. I could take a Hydro Pump. I'm gonna go out into Bisharp. I'm gonna go out into Bisharp, really hoping that I can take a Hydro Pump. I think I can. It depends on the Rotom. Bisharp is not the best Pokemon to take hits with, but we're gonna get a T-Bolt off on it, and it's gonna bring it to Citrus, so we don't see a Citrus, which scares me because this thing might be Specs or he's invested. Oh my gosh, that just cost me the game. Why do I do that? I literally mentioned how important Bisharp was, and we see the Cresselia. And I could have just sacrificed my Blaziken, gotten some damage off on the Crest. Wow, that was a terrible turn. That was absolutely awful. I'm going to go ahead and go out into Terrakion here. This is not going to end well for me. It's not going to end well. I can't take care of that Crest. I cannot take care of that Crest. I'm going to go ahead and Thunderbolt the Rotom, and I'm going to go for the Rock Slide, because obviously that is the play to make. I can't take care of that Cresselia now without that Bisharp. The Rotom's going to get withdrawn. He's definitely choiced. Probably choice Scarfed at this point, although he wouldn't outspeed by Thunder. So we're going to see a Bisharp here come in. Rather interesting, because I'm going to get a Rock Slide. Never mind, I'm not going to touch it with a Rock Slide. I was going to say I'm going to get a Rock Slide off on both Pokemon, but we're going to get a Rock Slide off on the Crest and get a Thunderbolt off on the Bisharp, which is fine by me. And we get the Para. Okay. And we get the Flinch. Why is turn 2 always magic? It's always magic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go for the Taunt on the Cresselia, because I still think he's going to want to get a Trick Room up. Because he's going to think that I don't think he's going to want to do it now. And I wonder if Rock Slide's enough to kill. On the off chance it's not, I'm just going to go for an EQ. I'm just going to go for the EQ. So we're going to taunt the Cresselia, which works out really nice for us. The Bisharp did not go for Sucker Punch. Oh, he does. I'm sorry. But he went for it on the Thunderous as I went for a taunt. So either he fully thought I was going to go for a move and decided that he to not go for Trick Room, and he got completely played by taunt, or he went for an Ice Beam. And he went for Trick Room. Oh, yes. I knew he'd want to go for Trick Room after not going for it. So Terrakion actually comes out, and that's a bit scary. Because Rock Slide is really going to hurt. So I can either Thunderbolt... I can Thunderbolt EQ, which should pick up the kill. I'm going to Thunderbolt EQ, which should pick up the kill. It does leave that Cress able to do moves, but I figured he's going for the close combat, and I'm going to live in my Focus Sash. I am going to live in a Focus Sash. I'm sashing my focus. Man, this is going to be a tough one. EQ is going to go ahead and take the Terrakion out. Granted, I could have played that a bit better because I could have gone for the Rock Slide and done enough damage, because this Thunderbolt would easily have taken the Terrakion out. So that was definitely a misplay on my part. Should have gone for the Rock Slide for a potential flinch on the Cresselia so I don't get hit with an Ice Beam or a Psychic here. Goes for the Ice Beam onto the Thunderous, which is kind of nice. Except for the random freeze. It's the only thing that's not... Look, he's so frozen. He is so frozen. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm pretty positive the Rotom is choiced. Oh my gosh. I mean, I deserve this. I've gotten all the help in this match, so I totally deserve it. I'm gonna close combat the Rotom, because that should take him out. Especially seeing as he's invested. Yep. Okay. Sweet. So that's gonna take out the Rotom because we were able to kind of judge that he was invested. But I'm not in any. I'm still frozen solid. I'm not in good shape here. My opponent's going to Ice Beam. Is he going to Ice Beam the Terrakion, though? Yup. Makes the smart play and Ice Beams the Terrakion. Definitely the better Pokemon to Ice Beam at this point, because we all know that Freeze can be your best friend. Freeze can 100% be your best friend, especially when my last Pokemon is a Blaziken. We've seen Ice Beam and Trick Room only from this Cresselia. Haven't seen a Protect. Still don't know what item it has. I am going to go for the Thunderbolt here, and the only thing I can really do is go for a Flare Blitz and hope the 2 can pick up the kill. But if he has Moonlight and he goes for it, he's in great shape. Blaziken actually outspeeds, obviously, the Thunderous. I snag a bird off of a Flare Blitz. I've never done that before. And we're going to see a Lum... is that Lum or is that Citrus? That's Citrus. We're going to see a Citrus Berry here. Thunderous thaws out and gets a Thunderbolt off. Wow. Oh my gosh. I have never gotten such magic while playing on my own. So the Cresselia is going to reveal the Thunder Wave. So we've seen Ice Beam, Thunder Wave, and Trick Room. But with me thawing out, I think that's going to win me the game right here, because even though my Blaziken's not going to go, the Thunderbolt will pick up the KO on this Cresselia, and that is going to be quite the crazy episode of VGC. So we snagged another 2 wins with this team. We definitely had a lot of help in that match with those hacks. The bird didn't come too much into play, I don't think, but thawing out was very, very nice. Being able to thaw out in turn 2, and that was a lot of fun. So Salas, thank you so much for that battle. If you guys did enjoy this episode, I really hope you go ahead and leave a like rating down below. That helps out so much, and so all the Shady people can go ahead and see this video, and new Shady people will come and join us in our adventure to take over the internet. But beyond that, don't forget to leave any suggestions down below in the comment section below. I will see you guys next time. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it shady. I'm gonna go ahead and Icy Wind to slow down that Gengar, and I'm gonna bring in my Heatron.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me for that to happen.
That Sharpie pet coming through, you had me scared for a second. I was like, no.